Hi everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today I am in my kitchen. It is a cold and gray January Sunday, but we have been staying warm and cozy inside, just relaxing. I took some time to read a little bit earlier today. I just made a round of tea for each of us and finished up my planning for February in my 2021 Unbound Planner, and I'm excited to share it with you. Let's get started with some of the supplies I've used today. So I dug into some of my stickers that I had as I'm working on a project in my office, which I'll be sharing with you soon. I realized I had a couple of sticker books I hadn't used lately. So I got this one from the Bullseye's Playground at Target. It was $3. This time around I was drawn to these metallic rose gold stickers, so I used some from there. And of course I always use my Louise Hay Colors and Numbers book, and that helps me determine my personal number for the month, which gives me my focus, my affirmation, and my one word, as well as a personal day number, and that gives me the same thing for each day, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. And if you're new to my channel, first of all, welcome. And secondly, I do have a video where I explain more about this book and how I use it, so I will link that below. All right, then moving on, I used the Homebody collection in both the mini and the full size. And I like these just because they're some simple floral decoration. So this time around, I think I pulled from some of these. From this mini Homebody collection, I used the floral stickers. This is about all I have left of this page. I think it came with another page in the book, but I gave a few to my daughter when I first got these because she really liked them as well. So those two were ones I pulled from this time around. And lately, I was just looking for something a little different and remembered I have this collection of stickers from the Fly Lady, and I like the fact that she has her daily focus stickers on here. So there is an anti-procrastination day, renew your spirit, there's a family fun time. I've used a lot of them up, but there's also the weekly home blessing. What am I missing? Errand day. I think I've already used up all the errand day, but these are from her website, flylady.net, and I will link that below. And I purchased the regular set as well as the student or family set. So this one has just another collection of things that are more family or school related. So things like no school, library. Some of these are just kind of cute peer pressure reminders, things like that. So I have been pulling from these a little bit lately, so that's something else I've been using. And then of course going over my supplies, I always need some whiteout. I always use my friction pen, so this is the 07 in the clicker, and then I usually keep the 04 point, which even though this barrel says 07, it's actually the 04 refill. So I'll try to show you the difference there in the fine point. I keep one of those on hand. I don't use it a ton, but when I'm setting up the week, I'll use that finer point. And this one is the one I use daily, and it just gets hooked into my pen loop there. And that is a pen loop from Leuchtturm, and I got that on Amazon. So I will link that in the description as well. I also used the color stick in the navy, and then the regular blue color. I don't remember what the name of that one is, but these are both friction as well. I love the friction pens because they are erasable. And then of course I used some mild liners. So I have the chisel tip and the brush tip in the darker blue color. And finally, I felt like I needed a little something extra. So I pulled out my Jelly Roll in the metallic shade. And I will link this one below as well. I believe this came in a boho berry box a few years ago, and this is what I used to fill in the numbers for 2021 on the front of my Unbound Planner. I actually did that a little while ago. I just kind of wanted to change it up. This is now my second Unbound Planner, and once I realized I would have two of them on the shelf side by side, and the spine doesn't have any date on it, so I definitely wanted to add it to the date, so I did that. And then I thought, well, it looks so pretty, I'll add it to the front too. This is actually embossed, so I just had to trace their numbers, which is why they're not quite as nice on the spine, because that was just me freehanding it, but it works. So those are my supplies I've used. Now let's go ahead and flip open my planner and see what I have set up. So we will start here in February using the Louise Hay Colors and Numbers system. For me, the month of February is a number 6 month. So I've used the blue, that darker navy blue, to set everything up. And then, of course, the Live Simply sticker. These floral stickers are all from the Homebody collection. And I used that sort of metallic rose gold. I'm not sure it's rose gold, but it does look a little warmer than a brassy gold. Just to add a little bit of decoration to highlight some of the holidays this month. And because the navy mild liners are just a little bit dark when you try to highlight over things, I felt like I needed a way to just make the days of the week stand out, so I used the gold there as well. And of course, I have some of the recurring things marked already, like our trash day. There were a couple of days I already knew were school days of vacation, so I marked those out. And of course, I added my Fly Lady zones along the side. And the other thing I did add were my personal numbers for each day of the month of February. I've been finding that it's just easier to have them all listed out here on this monthly view. And then as I'm setting up each week, I can reference back to those numbers as I have them listed. And then the second part of your monthly spread is this page here. And I did my explanation from the Louise Hay book about what a number 6 personal month is. So this is where I have my color, that indigo or navy. My keyword this month is responsibility. And the affirmation is, I accept my responsibilities with love and joy. I didn't do a ton of decoration on this page. This is one I don't always fill out completely. And again, because this navy doesn't highlight very well over the printing in the Unbound Planner, it just seemed easier to keep it pretty simple with the decoration on this page and leave it at that. Then we move into the first week of February. And here I've done some highlighting with the blue mild liner. I've done some of the gold. I went ahead and set up my daily habits that I've been working on. Now this section is a blank page. It has lined section at the top, and the bottom half is a dot grid. And what I've been doing for probably close to a year now is using this as my catch-all for these different lists. These are essentially from the Getting Things Done system. So I have my errands list, my contacts list. So that means anyone I need to reach out to via phone, email, text message, whatever the case may be, but that reminds me to make that contact with them. I usually do my zone cleaning list here. I found that I was sort of losing track of things between any list I made over here, so they have the easy tasks and the bigger tasks, which works great, but sometimes I wanted to just sit and really brainstorm business-related activities or to reference my business planner, which I'll show you in a minute, and just have a place to separate those items out. So that way this section remains more about family and personal and home related things. So when I have maybe a power hour that I'm really trying to focus on my Jordan Essentials business, I can reference this list. And I have been going back usually at the end of the week and doing just a little bit of reflection journaling about how the week went or any things I want to note down or, just do some memory keeping there. And I do enjoy having that little bit of journaling time each week. So here is the final section I have set up, and that is the first week of February. So you'll note a couple of things. Sometimes when the mild liner color that I'm using for that week is a little bit lighter, like you can see in this current week that I'm planning, I will highlight over the number and then use a sticker to make that number larger. But with this navy color, it's just dark enough that my stickers don't show up as well. And I thought I'd just keep it simple this time around, so I just used that navy mild liner marker to write in the numbers. So this top section is where I do the most altering of the original. Normally what the planner looks like is you have 3 dots for your priorities, a little heart symbol for your health, a section of water droplet trackers to keep track of your water intake, and I think that's supposed to be a little vitamin or pill symbol if you wanted to track that also. I find I don't use those 3 priority dots. It's just not how my brain works, and I don't have trouble drinking enough water. That's just something I've always been good at. So I don't feel like I need those areas. So I just use some whiteout to cover that up and to cover up the 3 dots. I've decided this time around to leave the little heart symbol because then I can put a sticker on top. So I've been using a little heart sticker from whatever book I have handy. A lot of different books I have a little heart sticker in them, but when I do my workouts 3 days a week, I'll put the sticker there. and then I'll also write in what that workout will be, because it is a system where you have a workout that changes every 3 weeks. And then the other thing I'll write in is if I just went for a walk. If I walked my daughter to school, I count that. It is uphill both ways, so I get some good exercise going. And then I just use the top third or so for any appointments or work-related things I need to make sure I do. And the rest becomes my to-do list for the day. The bottom section is the gratitude. I do go through and plan out my meals. This don't forget section, sometimes I use, some weeks I don't, but that's where I'll put any important things for the week that need to get done. And that is my setup for February of 2021. So far, I have not gone through and set up any other weeks in the month. I'm just still evaluating things as I go, making sure that whatever I'm doing is worth the time and effort and is functioning for me. So that has all stayed blank, and I'll make those decisions if I want to tweak anything or add or subtract anything. I can do that as that week is approaching. But it feels good to have the beginning sections of the month all set up and ready to go, have all my notes in there that I need, and have it decorated so it's pretty and nice to look at. So that is my Unbound Planner for February 2021. And next I'm going to show you just a quick look at some of the other planners that I use to keep track of things. I am still sort of working out what my system for planning and tracking things is going to be for this year. It seems like this was all really hard to figure out, and I haven't felt like I could start it earlier than now. So I have my Some Lines a Day book that I use for just noting some memory keeping for each day of my daughter's life. This is a dot grid notebook that I got, I want to say, in the Michael's notebook section. It's a productivity journal from Chronicle Books. I think I saved and I did add a Leuchtturm sticky backed pen loop there in case I needed it, but that was what came on the front cover. It doesn't really tell you much about it. So I don't know if I can find this. If I can, I'll link it below. The dot grids are a smaller size than what I'm used to, so they are, it's a little different to write in. But I've been using this as my just note-taking journal, as well as brainstorming and goal setting when I was really kind of working out the goals. This was the notebook I pulled, and then I sort of streamlined everything down and used that to actually note in my Unbound Planner. So that just sort of stays around in case I need it. I am still using my Day Designer daily planning notebook. So I don't use these every day, but I like how a single day has plenty of room. Typically what I'll do is make one list here for home-related tasks and a second list here for work-related tasks. And I use this one a lot when I have a lot going on and I want to use some time blocking on this side and really help me get a handle on what I have to do and when I can do it each day. So that has still been working well. And the final thing I've been using is this planner, which I got at Aldi, and unfortunately that's the way Aldi is. I cannot link it in the description because I'm sure it's not available anymore. They just get a small collection of things in their special buy section, and once they're gone, they're gone. So this is one of those, but this is what I have been using to keep track of all of my Jordan Essentials business related things. So I'll just quickly show you some of the basics that I have used and what I really like about this planner. So let me go to February and I'll show you what I have set up. So at the beginning of each month, there is this extra planning page, which has the last month, the current month, and the future month. It has a list. I think this is supposed to be a birthdays list, but I'm using it as my idea list. And if there's anything that is date specific, like if it's a video and I want to try to post it on a certain day, I like that there's a little column here and I can go back and add that date. Of course, we have the important date section here. So because I'm using this to keep track of all of my social media and my Jordan Essentials business related things, that works out nicely to just note all of those special dates there. And for us, February is a big month because we start our new spring and summer catalog. So I'm really excited to see that. And that makes for extra things to plan and more dates to keep track of. Then they have a goals section, so there's an area for 3 goals, and I always am trying to get my green by 15, so that's a program they have for any of the consultants where if you sell at least $500 in sales by the 15th of the month, then you can earn next month's Joyful Jordan box for free, and you get to order it early. So that's always on my radar as a goal. There's a section for tasks. So what I did for January was I noted any filming I needed to do, any major posting or parties I needed to set up. So it was just nice to have that where I could pre-plan projects. This is going to be for mostly any of the parties I know I need to set up or any other major things I need to work on. And then I've used this grid section at the bottom to set up my YouTube planning and tracking system here. So this way I have a way of knowing what videos I'm working on. I can jot down the date that they're due and what day of the week that is. And then, because I am trying to post on Monday morning, that is my schedule I'm trying to stick to. So hopefully that will stay the same. And then I just have all of the different steps along the way to get that video out there and promote it as much as I can. So I really like having this extra spread to plan out my month and look at my social media and my Jordan Essentials related business tasks all by themselves, separate from my personal and home related things. And then of course the monthly spread, this is something that has also been really helpful. I loved that it had lined boxes for the calendar spread, and they're fairly small, which is nice, so I felt like I could get a lot on each day. And then I chose to use some of these empty boxes for some of the things I either wanted to focus on as a goal or to focus on like my marketing focus, and this will come more when I know what the specials are for the month, because the company typically has a focus. Like this month for January, they've been focusing on face care. So once I know what the February focus is, I imagine it's something from the new catalog, but we haven't heard what that is yet. So a place for my goals. These are some ideas I jotted down. I'm starting a new sample club. So these are going to be the 2 samples that go out to my sample club members. And this is an area where I can jot the company specials. So these are the things that they set as a special, but I wanted to be able to note other things, like if I'm doing any kind of special events or special ideas like this, then that can go in this section. And I've already done a lot of pre-planning as far as what my YouTube posts are going to be, any of my Facebook posts and Instagram posts. So it just feels really good that I can really spread out and fill up these pages with my plans and not have it interfere with my personal and home related things that are in my Unbound Planner. Now the weekly spread isn't that amazing. I would actually prefer a vertical weekly spread, but the way these planners were at Aldi's, you either got horizontal where they had all 7 days on this left-hand side, and the right-hand side had like a shopping list and an errands list and a don't forget list. So it was laid out differently, but then it did not have this extra planning section before each month. I think this side had a quote, and then there was just a notes page over here. So I opted for this planner because I really felt like this was what I was needing, with some kind of a dashboard spread for each month. And I do use these weekly spreads to jot down important things I want to make sure I do that day, more as I'm like planning the day ahead. I don't really go through and fill this up with all kinds of tasks weeks in advance, but it's nice to have a place I can do that. And again, it's lined, it's plenty of space to spread out. So this has been working well, just to have that as to-do list area. And that has been my planning for my business. And you can see I already went through and did some of my YouTube planning. My friend Sarah and I actually worked on that together. So I will link Sarah's channel below. She is another Jordan Essentials consultant. And so it was really nice because we could get together. Our girls are similar in ages, so they could play. We had a fun plan and play date. I'll link that video below when it's available. But then we could just really brainstorm. We both got out our planners and just took some time to figure out some of the things we want to do together. Like we've been doing a collab once a month, so I'll link those below as well. But then also just any specials we wanted to work on, or any business related things or goal related things for our Jordan Essentials businesses that we wanted to plan and prioritize. So that is the whole collection of all of my planners that I've been using. Typically I will have the business planner, which, by the way, these planners at Aldi were $7. So keep those on your radar for next year. They usually do come out with some planning supplies in the summer when it's the academic year starting up again. So if you're looking for something, keep that in mind. You might be able to find something. I've never seen ones that look like that, so I think it's different every year, but it's just a fun place to find unique supplies. So anyway, I usually have my business planner, my daily planner if it's a day that I'm using it. If it's not a day I feel I need it, then I don't carry it around with me. And then my Unbound Planner goes with me everywhere. So this is the one that goes in my bag with me to work whenever I leave and go to work outside of the home. It goes around the house with me. It has my daily, to-do lists, and I usually pull from my business planner if there's some things I need to focus on that day. Plus it has my household chores and just all the other things I'm keeping track of, meetings and everything else. So that is my planner stack for 2021. If you want to see the full stack, then I guess technically it would be my blank notebook that I use for notes. It's kind of like my collections bullet journal, and then my Some Lines a Day notebook for my daughter's memory keeping. And then that is my entire planner stack for 2021. Not too bad. Again, it doesn't all come with me all the time, but it is nice to have the things you need when you need them. So let me know in the comment section down below if you have multiple planners alongside your Unbound Planner, or if you use something similar. I'd love to know what works for you. It's always fun to hear ideas and hear what other people are using. If you have any questions, jot those in the comments as well. And again, I will put all the links in the description. But other than that, I appreciate you watching today. I hope you're doing well, whatever part of the world you're in. Have a great rest of your day, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button on your way out, and have a good one. Bye-bye.